Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and quite the interesting topics to dive into today ahead of the final week of group play of Stage 4, mainly regarding Atlanta FaZe. Now, aBeZy's been discussing these last couple of days that some pros seem to think that they do not turn up to practice particularly promptly, but aBeZy's certainly not convinced by any means that that is the case. Intriguing your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you were new as always, I greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from CDL Intel talking about the Season 4 world reveal coming very soon. What does this mean for multiplayer? Potentially new maps on the horizon. Now, at the present time, the maps that we have right now in the CDL is pretty much okay. I pretty much like it. I think most of the pros think it's in a similar spot as well. However, it's really the search and destroy where things could be up for grabs, because Hardpoint, I think, is probably going to be set for the rest of the season. Of course, whatever they play with for Stage 5, they're going to be playing with for the World Championship as well, I would imagine. So really, it's after the Stage 4 major that things, if they do want to change, can actually have an opportunity of changing. Well, I doubt it's kind of going to happen, but potentially in search and destroy, because Hardpoint right now, it's tough to say what could potentially come in. Yes, they did fix some spawns on standoff, so I wonder what the pros think is exactly the worst Hardpoint map right now, what they would potentially remove if they wanted to, but I doubt they will. Miami search and destroy is the question though, right? Because Checkmate search and destroy is gone now. I think a lot of the pros, some of the pros wanted Checkmate gone, some of the pros wanted Miami gone. Miami, of course, is staying for now, but if they bring back a map like Hijacked, I mean, Hijacked search and destroy probably wouldn't work anyway, but this is the going rumor that Hijacked is coming back. But potentially if they brought back another map like a Meltdown or something, I'm not really sure what they would do. It's still possible we see some sort of map set change. I imagine Miami search and destroy is probably the only one that could potentially get cut from that map set right now, because I don't think the pros are particularly a massive fan of it. This also was pretty interesting though. So Activision have established a new Activision mobile internal development studio. We talk from time to time about mobile Call of Duty just because it's kind of interesting. We saw the other day that team that got disqualified from the tournament for shooting bodies, so not really sure what's going on in the mobile world at the present time, but it seems like they're working on some new Call of Duty game, a AAA game for the mobile side of things. And there's also like a Call of Duty Mobile World Championship coming relatively soon with a massive prize pool as well. So it's just interesting stuff. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I do always kind of talk about this because Los Angeles Thieves, when they initially announced they were coming into the CDL, they talked about the fact, okay, yeah, they're going to sign some Warzone pros as they have done, and then they're potentially going to sign a mobile team at some point. So maybe this will be an integral part of the Call of Duty esports ecosystem at some point going forwards. But well, obviously they're trying to make it grow as much as is possible. This comes out then from the COD League yesterday, back on LAN for Major 4. Mission critical, get hyped, they do say. So officially, LAN is going to be returning. This is the hype video they announced. It's honestly pretty damn good stuff, to be honest. Like you can see, the studio, what they're going for right here, at least. This is how it kind of was last time round. Not sure exactly what the setup is going to be, but these are some of the footages from early last season in some of these online home series. Does honestly, some of this stuff is so hyped, like I gotta forget about how good this was, right? And we had all the players there, we had all the crowd there. It was certainly a fantastic time. Now, it's only happening in a few days' time. Today is the 8th. It's starting on the 17th. The players are going to be back in the building. No fans as of yet. I imagine they're probably not going to have fans either for Stage 5. For World Championships, they're certainly going to try and do so, I would at the very least imagine. So probably it's only a matter of time until fans can get back in the venue, or at least a smaller capacity, whatever they're going to try and do. But still, regardless, very exciting stuff. FaZe, of course, have been in every single major final so far, and they've won 2 of them, lost 1 of them. I would not be surprised if they make it there once again here in Stage 4 in a LAN environment, but it may make some difference to who exactly are the best team. So very excited to see how this one develops. This comes out from CDL Intel as well. If you guys are relatively new to the scene, you may not know too much about the land meme. I'm not exactly sure where this originated from, but instead of LAN, people will say land, and it's always pretty funny stuff. Local area network device, people always talk about. So if you see that in the chat, that is what exactly is going on right there. And just to kind of do the transition into the FaZe topic, I thought this was funny from Attach, who is pretending to be my mum in League Play. Not actually her. She barely knows how to turn on her PC. Here she is absolutely dominating the ladder. Real mum Attach, 30 level, and then the easy AF clan tag. Let's talk about Atlanta FaZe then. So this is what Arcitys says a few days ago. This is aBeZy joining a scrim lobby. Now, there's been a lot of discussion really these last couple of seasons regarding which teams are late to scrims, which teams don't turn up. We saw it especially with the Ravens, for example, last season, the fact that apparently, you know, Waskin or whatever, and at least that was the rumor on the off-season, the fact that Assault was talking about the fact that, yeah, Waskin didn't turn up to scrims, he preferred to play Warzone and stuff like this, and that's why the team wasn't doing so well, and also why he ends up getting dropped off that team or whatever, but the reason happens to be at the end of the season. But at the end of the day, these pros are obviously getting paid a lot of cash. It is your job to turn up to matches, or turn up, well, obviously turn up to matches, but to turn up to practice, right? That's your job day in, day out, is to come into lobbies and actually practice on a pretty regular basis, of course. Now, if you're not doing that, there's been a lot of discussion. Do we find some of these other teams? Because the coaches, of course, put a lot of work in to actually scheduling these scrims at certain times in the day so they can fit everything around that they want to do otherwise, whether it's actually having a meal from time to time, whether it's watching VOD or something back so they can learn from what other teams are doing. This type of stuff, you obviously want to build the scrims around that. However, Arcitys is like, okay, maybe aBeZy's taking a little bit of time to join up to this one, and as he says right here, apparently we are always late, cannot take people serious. Whoever they were scrimming against, supposedly saying like, come on aBeZy, like get in the lobby or whatever, you're a little bit too late right here, but aBeZy's like, that's straight up not the case. There's been so many other teams that are very much accused of this. I think the Loony was talking about it with Crimsix earlier this season, the fact that he's always late to matches or late to the scrim matches that they have and their practice sessions and all this type of stuff, and he does go on to continue in reply right here. I can count on one hand how many times that we have been late to a scrim since the start of Modern Warfare. So interesting stuff really. I mean, regardless of what's going on with FaZe, they seem to be in a pretty good spot right now, but it's not just Atlanta FaZe that have had these concerns. Maybe, I mean, clearly some pros behind the scenes saying, look, come on FaZe, get in the lobby pretty quick, and of course maybe if you are FaZe, you're thinking, okay, we're the big dogs, you know, you guys can wait for us because we're the ones who are actually giving you the good practice, right? If you're Atlanta FaZe and you get the opportunity to scrim against them, you're probably in a pretty good spot actually scrimming against Atlanta FaZe. You're probably going to learn quite a lot at the present time. This is some of the discussion earlier in the season then, for the start of February, as Method says, when I believe at this time he was on the Toronto Ultra starting team, my name is Crimsix and I'm late for scrims every single day. And a similar discussion here from Saints Nato as well in March. Ian Crimsix Porter is 30 minutes late to my scrim. Think he's indulging in donuts and milkshakes at the present time. So yeah, people have certainly called out Crimsix for this in the past. And also this happened last season, 27th of August, from Simp, as he says right here, just had to get you guys back for the thousands of times you guys showed up late to our scrims. Sorry, brother. So as Ruskin says here, you know, starting a scrim a little bit late, see you very shortly indeed. And that's what Simp is saying at the time, the fact that, okay, yeah, you've been so late on us so many times, now we're late on you for one time. Maybe this is one of the times that aBeZy can count on his hand or whatever. Of course, they do end up doing a pretty good job of the World Championship to the London guys. I'm pretty sure they come fourth at the end of it. And of course, the FaZe guys come second. And as Waskin says, two wrongs don't make a right, bro. Come on, man. So always does blow my mind, really, that pros are consistently on a regular basis late to their practice games. I guess it is what it is, but there's been discussion about, okay, can we find some of these pros if they get too late? Like, what are we going to do about that? I think it's been somewhat better the last few months in the season, but still, I mean, you've got pros not playing 8 for whatever reason. You've got pros turning up late to scrims. It's just not necessarily the best sign. And some of these players, I'm sure people will be aware of behind the scenes that probably won't get picked up in future seasons, which is kind of what Assault was talking about with the whole Waskins situation throughout the off-season. But to be fair to Atlanta FaZe, they're obviously sitting pretty in the league at the present time. This I thought was pretty remarkable. The difference right now between FaZe and subliners, first and second, is 110 points. That is massive. In an entire stage, if you win an entire stage and you win every single group play game and then you win the actual major without losing a map, or I think it doesn't matter if you lose a series, but if you just win the major and you win all your 5 group play games, you get 50 points for the groups and then you get 75 points for winning the major. That's 125 points. So FaZe would have to just completely lose forever, and subliners would have to win a major without losing a series throughout whatever to actually overtake them, right? Which is pretty incredible scenes. And the difference here, this 110 points, if you take this further down, you get all the way to 7th, right? So that just shows how dominant FaZe right now are in this league at the present time. And this from TacticalRab Academy, right? A tweet that would make pro players across the world pretty happy if Simp managed to get GAs. Of course, despite whatever's going on behind the scenes with the whole discussion with well, maybe turning up late to scrims or whatever, FaZe are still clearly in a pretty deadly spot at the present time. One man who might be able to take them down, though, of course, Doug Sensimart. And I do wonder what's going to go on with these lower tier squads in the league right now, because if you're Seattle Surge, it's not going to be long before it's officially chalked. I think for now, like, there's no way they're making champs, right? I mean, look at this right here. They're at 50 points. To get to 8, they'd have to get 100 more points. And as I say, 100 points is not easy to do. You'd have to win all your group play games. You'd have to come like top 3 at the major and then hope the Mutineers just completely mess up for the rest of the season. So in reality, Surge are not making it to the World Championship. If that is the case, then what do you do for the rest of the season? Do you try and like already build a team for next time? Because, you know, if I was Seattle Surge, I'd be thinking, who can I get from the challenger side that's actually going to build a potential team that actually could win next time? Because my philosophy, if I'm Seattle Surge these last couple of seasons, has clearly not worked out. Maybe you bring in Doug, you bring in some amateur players. I'm not really sure what exactly you do, but I just thought it was interesting, right? Because Seattle and Octane was talking in this video that Doug could have been his teammate or whatever. I don't, you know, who knows? Maybe they'd have better performances than they have with this classic iteration of the squad that they have at the present time. This was funny as well, given the whole boxing card that was going on a couple of days ago. As Nameless says, censoring you down, but Censor is passing on the situation because he knows that he just absolutely demolished Nameless, I imagine, if they squared up in the ring or the octagon for sure. The Los Angeles Thieves home series then coming up here in just a few days' time. This I thought was pretty cool from them, this like social pack thing that's going on right here. A few interesting games. LA Thieves, of course, play the final match of the week up against OpTic Chicago. If they beat Minnesota Rokkr, I think they're still in with a great shot of making it to the winners bracket, but it's not going to be ideal. They might actually have to win both of those series against Rokkr and against OpTic Chicago to make it. There's some crazy tiebreaker opportunities that we'll probably talk about tomorrow or Thursday before the matches do begin. Just to finish off then with this video as well from ChanceCast, he's absolutely demolishing people here with the sniper in league play, and also there's a clip that I saw on Reddit from one of the more hype moments from last year's LAN events that we did have. I think it was Minnesota Rokkr versus the Dallas Empire. I'll put that on screen for you guys as well, just to relive the LAN magic that we did have back in the day. Of course, the crowd always does make some sort of difference here, but it's only a few days until this is going to be returning once again. And tweet your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm that you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Time remaining here. Assault lines them up as Assault gets three. Though. Oh, they spawn bottom left. You don't expect that. They're going to get the close parallel spawn to Docs, but 20 points away now is Rokkr. Who's going to be left? Once Empire get blessed with the spawn towards Docs, and look how far out Rokkr are spawning.
All right, you have time. You have to group up. GotoRex got a big kill towards the middle of the map on Clay. They are going to be 5 seconds away from sending us to a map 5, but it comes down to 1 or 2 pushes. We know how hard it is to break this. Huke and ILLey and Shotzzy, oh no, shutting it down. That's all 5 dead.
All dead.
Oh, the spawns.
They're not done yet, though. One final push for one final contest. The tournament is decided here.
They got a kill.
And ILLey's there up top. They got him out of the hard point. They might still be able to get in. They gotta fly. Go, go, go. Get in. They're able to get in. Everybody is into the point. 247. 247. It's madness.